Hey guys, 22 Plinkster here. I've got a brand new rifle in front of me. This is the Hammerli Force B1. They introduced this rifle mid-January of 2024. I've had it a couple of weeks, but because of weather here in Tennessee, I haven't been able to get out here and shoot it. But this is a 22 long rifle, and it works on a push-pull or a straight pullback or a toggle bolt, however you want to. There's so many different names to this design. But this is their first attempt at a rifle with this push-pull bolt design. You may be familiar with the old Olympic style rifles. Your Vercorts and Summits also have this. It's a pretty cool, neat idea. It's basically like having a bolt action rifle that you can shoot suppress much quieter than you can with a semi-automatic. If you ever shot a semi-automatic 22, a lot of those noises and a lot of that sound that you're hearing from the rifle is actually that bolt working back and forth. But since this bolt locks up, it's just like shooting a regular bolt action rifle. And it is much quicker, much quicker to shoot than that of a bolt gun. So you're having the gun against your shoulder, it's right here. Instead of raising the bolt up, back, so on and so forth. Now the barrel is threaded 1/2 x 28. And it does have something very obvious once you look at it. It's this barrel nut right here. Now, okay, this serves a pretty neat purpose, which sets this gun apart from a lot of the other firearms that are on the market. It's simple. You can simply press this back like that. You can hear it pop, and you can slide the barrel off. And you're like, oh, cool, it's a takedown version. Well, yes and no. This actually serves two purposes. One, to make the gun shorter if you wanted to put it in a backpack, but you can also go from 22 long rifle to 22 Magnum, and all you need is the 22 Magnum barrel. To put it back on, you just simply pull that collar back, set it in there, twist the barrel till you find it index correctly. Go this way, there you go. And this pops forward, and you're good to go. So you can go from a 22 long rifle to 22 Magnum just with a simple barrel change. Another nice thing that Hammerli did was with their magazines. They went with the standard Ruger 10/22 magazines, probably the best magazine for rimfire that's ever been created. And to make this go fit in this mag well right here, from 22 long rifle to 22 Magnum, is it comes with this little adapter that you can pop on the back of this magazine, and it will fill in that extra space of a 22 Magnum space. So if you have a 22 Magnum magazine, you don't need to do anything to it. You just simply put it in there, you're good to go with the 22 Magnum barrel. If you want to go 22 long rifle, you simply just put this on the back of your magazine and it fits in there perfectly. The rifle is very light, under 6 pounds. Now, on top of here, I have a Ride-On Primal 3 scope. This is a 3x18 power. You got your illuminated reticle and your side focus. Very good scope for a setup like this. Now you do have your paddles on the left and right hand side. Now what this is a magazine release. So I'm glad they made it ambi so you can go left or right. And on a basic 10/22, you're trying to get up there and get the magazine out. It's right here. It falls directly into your hand, which is pretty nice. Now the trigger, we need to talk about a little bit. The trigger, in my opinion, is a little heavy for this rifle. The trigger, I've tested it a couple of times, it breaks between 5.2 and 5.4 pounds. But the cool thing about that is you can take this gun or the receiver off and you can use any Ruger 10/22 trigger you want to. So if you have a BX trigger or a Vercorts trigger, any aftermarket Ruger 10/22 trigger will fit in there. So if you want to go something a little bit lighter, you will need to upgrade the trigger. Let's talk about this stock. The stock is pretty neat. It is a synthetic stock and it's got a button right here on the back. You can simply press that button in and you can increase your length of pull. Now, it does have 4 positions, depending how tall you are or how long your arms are. But what I like about it the most is not only does it give you a longer length of pull, but since it's on a slant here, as you're pulling it back, it actually goes up. So it gives you a better cheek weld the farther back you pull it. So, which is pretty nice. So if you're a young shooter or short in stature, you know, you can have the stock all the way in. If you're a big, tall Sasquatch like me, you can have it all the way out and you can have a really good cheek weld. You do have an integrated pick rail right here on the top. The firearm does not come with any kind of open sights or anything like that. You have to put some kind of optic on there. And another nice thing, they have integrated an aluminum rail right here on the bottom of their stock. This is M-LOK, so it'll allow you to attach a bipod on here if you want. I think it is a pretty cool little setup. MSRP on these guys are going to be, I think, $649, but the real world price is going to be about $575 to $580. You might can find them a little bit cheaper in stores, but when they first come out, you're going to be paying right around $600 for them. But if you're going to be out in the yard just plinking or doing some squirrel hunting and rabbit hunting, it's a perfect little setup. Now that I've talked a lot about it, let's get to the best part of the video. Let's do some shooting. All right, this is, I guess, my favorite part of the video. It's the shooting part. So we went over a lot of the different things that the Hammerli has on it. And, you know, it's a pretty cool concept, but I got to see if it's accurate. Okay, now you got to remember, this is considered a target rifle. Okay, this is not considered a match rifle. There's a big difference between match rifles and target rifles. Okay, one of the biggest difference is, of course, accuracy, and the second is price. So you get what you pay for in the rimfire world when pertaining to accuracy. If you want that accuracy, you've got to pay that match price. So I'm thinking, I've shot this rifle now, good grief, probably 250, 300 rounds through it from the bench. And this rifle consistently shoots about 1 inch to 1.25 inch groups, okay? That's what it consistently shoots. I've shot some a little bit better, 0.7. I've shot some that shot about 1.75 inches. But for video's sake, we got to shoot it on camera to show you guys. Now, I'm shooting some gold medal ultra match made by Federal. Well, this stuff's not made anymore. This is the only match ammunition to my name right now. I am fresh out, need to buy some more, but this is what I have in stock. Don't look for that ammunition. They haven't made it in years. So, all right, we're going to do 2 5-shot groups here. Let's get set up here. And I see this ammunition shooting about 1 inch group. All right, so we had 4 almost touching. Then we had one go about 1.5 inches high, had a flyer. I have noticed this with this kind of ammunition, with this match ammunition. It will put them in there pretty good, and then sometimes you'll get a random flyer. It could be me, could be the rifle. Let's shoot again. Let's shoot another 5-shot group. I don't know if you guys can hear those blue jays today, but man, those blue jays are loud. All right, that's a pretty good size group. That's about a 2-inch group because of that one flyer. I'm seeming to get one flyer every single time with that particular kind of ammunition. Now, I'm gonna switch to some CCI green tag. I've shot about 100 rounds of this. This ammunition shooting about 1.25 inches out of the rifle to 1.5 inches, but I'm not getting the flyers like I'm getting out of this. So let me acclimate this barrel off of camera, put about 10 rounds through it, and then we'll shoot some groups. All right, load up 10 rounds of CCI green tag. Now, CCI green tag is not match ammunition, okay, guys? It is very good target ammunition. So, if anytime you can get your rifles to shoot 1 inch group with CCI green tag at 100 yards, like I'm shooting, it's pretty good. All right. Now, When I say all this stuff, I'm talking about an inch group consistently, not an inch group out of 10 groups. All right. See what kind of groups we can get with this. That was almost dead center. Wow. I think I got 3, almost 4 touching right in the middle, and I had that one flyer right underneath it. I don't know if the barrel's getting dirty or what it is, but that's not a bad group. This rifle is MSRPing for $649. So the real world price on this rifle is going to be, I'm thinking probably about $575. A lot of people like this straight pull design or toggle design on their rifles. And I've reviewed several Vorkurzens that have this kind of setup. It's having a bolt action rifle without, I guess, the throw bolt that you have to go up and back with. This is much quicker, okay? Especially you can stay on your target, you can get right behind the rifle, you can just stay on target. It's pretty simple, it's pretty easy. And the great thing of having a design like this and a threaded barrel is when you're shooting suppressed, when you're shooting semi-automatic, you're hearing that bolt run. So it's much louder than having something like this that locks up and can keep the shots quiet. But for $575, probably what's going to be the real world price, it's going to be a great little hunting rifle. It's going to be a great rifle to shoot tin cans and just go out in the backyard and plink, especially using it suppressed. But it's fairly light. It'd be a great rifle for a new shooter or a young shooter to get behind and learn how to shoot 22s. And for the most part, for their first, toggle bolt design or straight pullback design, I think they did a pretty good job. And having the option of changing out the barrel to 22 Magnum, when 22 long rifle won't cut it and you go up to a 22 Magnum, you're talking about a lot more power. So I think that is a pretty cool option. I think they hit a home run, but if you have any questions whatsoever, put them in the comments below. Until next time, y'all be safe and keep plinking.